Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. This is the newspaper show and I'm Hina Gambhir. Let's get started and tell you what's making headlines as far as the Times of India this morning is concerned, and a lot of interesting stories that the Times of India has reported today. Let's begin with the top story of the day. Satellite images reports indicate PLA set up camp at clash site. Situation tense in many other sectors of Ladakh. That's the big story the Times of India this morning is leading with. Diplomatic talks are on, but government is skeptical of China. China reiterates claims over Galwan Valley. In fact, has now blamed India for June 15 clashes. This is what Rajat Pandit has reported. Apart from this, this is an information on India's COVID count and the way it is rising. Now, Delhi overtakes Mumbai. As far as COVID count is concerned, Delhi has got more cases than Mumbai. Delhi has 70,390 cases now. Mumbai has 69,528 cases. House-to-house survey in city from 27th of June to identify suspected cases. July 6th deadline makes it tough job to execute. That's what Alok K.N. Mishra has reported. In fact, Manish Sisodia, Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister, has told Amit Shah, the Home Minister of the country, that the care center rule should be revoked. And Corona capital, Delhi is now India's worst hit city. We'll get you more details on this one in just a bit. Meanwhile, TB still a bigger killer than COVID in India. This is a story that Sushmi Day has reported. India has recorded 24 lakh TB cases and over 79,000 deaths in 2019, roughly 20,000 deaths every quarter. COVID has killed around 15,000 people in India in the last 3.5 months. Annual TB reports record of 79,000 deaths is much lower than WHO's estimate of 4.4 lakh fatalities. So 20,000 deaths have been happening because of TB in India in one quarter. Then there is an update on the Pakistani aircraft that had crashed a couple of days back. Pilots in Pak crash were distracted by COVID talk. The pilots of a Pakistan airliner that crashed last month, killing 97 people, were preoccupied as they talked about the COVID pandemic while preparing for an initial failed attempt to land, the country's aviation minister said on Wednesday. Then another story related to coronavirus and the lockdown. Gurgaon may go for a limited 10-day lockdown in cluster. This is what Haryana government is considering. Bengal, meanwhile, has already extended the lockdown till July 31st. And TMC legislator has become the second MLA in the country to die because of COVID-19. That's another story on the front page. Then no passengers on one-day flights to Dubai. This is what UAE has said. The United Arab Emirates has told Air India that transporting passengers, whether UAE nationals or not, to the Emirates on repatriation Vande Bharat mission flights is not allowed. This is what Saurabh Sinha has reported. UGC panel for cancellation of final year exams. Hinduja brothers spar over letter on $11 billion wealth. Then invest up to July, claim benefits in FY21 IT returns. That's another big relief that has come for the taxpayers. Apart from that, the deadline to link your PAN with Aadhaar card has been extended till 31st of March 2021 as well. The initial deadline was till the end of June. Then this is tri-services at Red Square. A 75-member tri-service contingent of the Indian Armed Forces participated in the Victory Day parade at Moscow's iconic Red Square on Wednesday to mark the 75th anniversary of the triumph of the erstwhile Soviet Union over Nazi Germany. Then there is an update as far as PPE prices are concerned. Now a time has come that supply outstrips demand. PPE prices have crashed, and in big COVID spike, 17,000 plus cases reported in a single day in India. In fact, Maharashtra, Delhi, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh have seen a big spike in just 24 hours as far as the number of cases are concerned. Pak safe haven for terrorists. This is what a US report has indicated. RBI to supervise now cooperative banks. The Union Cabinet on Wednesday recommended the promulgation of an ordinance to enable the Reserve Bank of India to supervise functioning of all urban and multi-state cooperative banks, a move aimed at avoiding a repeat of the PMC bank collapse that happened. Then IMF has said that Indian economy is expected to contract 4.5%. This is their June estimate. No selling of bulk data on cars and driving licenses. This is what the Transport Ministry has now decided. They've decided to junk the policy to sell bulk data of registered vehicles and driving licenses due to potential misuse of personal details of the vehicle owners. Kerala town wants to dump China Junction. This after the Galwan face-off. Then Something about India and Nepal as well on the front page. For many near border, no more working in India and living in Nepal. And there is also on the front page only a very, very interesting story from Jharkhand's Dhumka district. You all must have heard about online classes that are happening across the country for students. But this is a very different kind of a school, because in this particular village, the kids don't have smartphones, so they cannot really have online classes or classes through smartphones. So a village school in Jharkhand's Dhumka district has given distance learning in the time of lockdown a new spin by using strategically placed loudspeakers to reach out to students who don't have smartphones or online classes. Shyam Kishore Gandhi, this principal of the school, came up with the idea of using a network of loudspeakers connected to a microphone for lessons after learning that 204 out of 246 students do not really have access to a smartphone. The microphone is placed on a stone slab in the village chalk, while the loudspeakers sit on treetops at multiple locations, so that the students get to hear their teachers loud and clear from the courtyard of a home, atop a terrace, or wherever it is convenient for them to study without being disturbed. And there you can see this is the picture that shows that how students are now studying, and this is the loudspeaker on a tree. This is what Rajesh Kumar Pandey has reported on the front page. Clearly, more and more innovative ideas are now emerging. Then a couple of more interesting stories that we want to quickly highlight for you. Rash of trouble, HCQ sparks new worry. Use of anti-malaria drug for COVID prevention is resulting in skin problems. This is what doctors have warned. And then another update that we want to highlight for you at this point in time is about the monsoon. Monsoon clouds reach capital, but onset to be official today. 3 shootings keep Dwarka cops on toes. And Pakistan's High Commission staff in terror links with JNK ex-DSP. NIA has found how Devinder Singh aided Pakistan's activity. So there is a movement in this course. Devinder Singh was in contact with Pakistan High Commission staffers and allegedly arranging safe passage for terrorist sourcing and transporting weapons and acting as a conduit for terror funds. This is what a source has indicated. Pakistan has said that it's going to pursue terror listing of 3 Indians at the UNSC. Pak took modest steps, but still terror safe haven. This is what the United States of America has said. And lastly, Patanjali took license to make immunity booster. This is what Uttarakhand government has indicated. And before we move on to Navbharat Times, 3 more stories quickly let's highlight for you. Fuel prices set to rise further due to high taxes. This is a hint given by the IOC chief. Assam flood toll has risen to 14. Over 37,000 people have been affected. And lastly, munch on it. GST ruling has put popcorn in 18% tax bracket. Remember that paratha controversy that had started and how paratha became the rich cousin of roti. So now there is a similar thing happening for popcorn as well. It's going to attract higher tax rate. Let's now move on and get you the latest as far as the Navbharat Times is concerned. और यहाँ पर जो पहली खबर है वो दिल्ली से जुड़ी हुई है. कोरोना सेंटर जाएं या फिर घर रहे मरीज, मतभेद अभी भी कायम है. सिसोदिया ने कहा कोविड सेंटर जाने की बाध्यता खत्म हो जानी चाहिए. एम्स में आज से ओपीडी जो है फिर से शुरू हो जाएगी. राजधानी में मरीज की संख्या जो है अब 70,000 पहुंच गई है. देश में 24 घंटों में रिकॉर्ड मरीज की मौतें हुई हैं. राजधानी के हर घर में कोरोना जांच की योजना है. 6 जुलाई तक पूरा होना है ये काम. और आखिरी में आईटीबीपी के हवाले सबसे बड़ा कोविड सेंटर, ये आप उसकी तस्वीर यहां पर देख सकते हैं. रूस में एक मोर्चे पर चीन और भारत की सेनाएं. एक तरफ शांति की बात हो रही है, उधर एलएसी पर सैनिकों की संख्या बढ़ा रहा है चीन. रिजर्व बैंक की निगरानी में आएंगे सभी सहकारी बैंक और शिशु लोन के ब्याज में 2% की छूट मिलेगी. और साथ में ये भी रिपोर्ट किया है नवभारत टाइम्स ने, प्राइवेट कंपनियों को स्पेस में एंट्री. दिल्ली में पहली बार पेट्रोल से महंगा हुआ डीजल. एक खत से कोर्ट ने में हिंदुजा बंधुओं का संपत्ति विवाद. और आयुष मंत्री बोले कोरोना की दवा की जांच होगी. ये पतंजलि ने जब कोरोना क्योर की बात की थी उसके बाद ये खबर आई है. और ग्रे लिस्ट में बना रहेगा पाकिस्तान और राजधानी में आज दस्तक दे सकता है मॉनसून. सो दिस इज अबाउट द नवभारत टाइम्स. लेट्स नाउ मूव ऑन एंड गेट यू द लेटेस्ट फ्रॉम द इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स, द पिंक पेपर. Everything that you need to know to kickstart your day as far as the world of business and economy is concerned. And here the big story is about how Chinese goods are under the spotlight in India. Beijing seeks clarity on imports stuck due to 100% inspection. Domestic industry lobby groups complain about supply chain disruption. Industry is quite worried right now. Companies say unpacking high-end electronic phones could leave them unusable. Exemption is sought for authorized economic operators, and US Japanese investors are now looking to relocate from China to India, worried. And wait for TV smartphones to get longer. India's move to check each and every consignment coming from China will lead to delays and amplify shortages of smartphones, tablets and television. This is another important story because all Chinese cargo being checked following nationwide risk alert, and that's the reason why there is a bit of concern that is emerging. E-commerce companies seek time to comply with labeling rule. Country of origin tag that is now mandatory. PLA strengthens defenses in Galwan. Tensions rise as China brings back tent at clash site. Chinese troop build-up observed at more than 15 sites along the LAC. This is what Manu Pabi has reported. Restoring status quo ante of mid-April is the test for government. This is what A.K. Antony had said. Economy to contract 4.5% in FY21 according to IMF. Big relief for taxpayers also on the front page. Lastly, CCI OK's FB Geo Platforms deal. This is the largest FDI in tech sector in India that has got an approval. Let's now move on and be more city specific. My colleague Sharon is joining us on the broadcast for more on this. As far as the Delhi edition of the Times of India is concerned. Sharon, good morning. The big story is that there is going to be house-to-house survey in Delhi from 27th of June to identify suspected cases.
Good morning, Hina. That is right, and this is happening because there is a concerning situation in the national capital. The number of COVID cases have, in fact, over Maharashtra now. It is, in fact, being reported that there are about over 70,000 cases alone in the national capital, and hence to contain this infection, there are a number of steps that are being taken by the Delhi government. One is a house-to-house survey. Though the experts have been calling it a mammoth task and also an ambitious task, because the survey will start by June 27, and it will end by July 7th is when the whole surveillance will be completed according to Delhi government. Now there are 11 districts in the national capital, and each of overall in this district there are 45 lakh households. So there are going to be 1,000 team per district which will be going to all these households. They will be, in fact, asking people few questions whether they have COVID-like symptoms like headache, fever or bad throat, and accordingly if they have symptoms, these people will get tested. So this is basically to ramp up the testing and so also to ramp up the surveillance to contain the COVID-19 infection. But the question that as experts have been asking is that how much is it feasible, and in this short span of time is it possible to actually surveillance or test over 2 crore people in this short span of time, Hina.
All right, Sharon, appreciate you joining us with all of those details. We're now moving on to the Mumbai edition of the Times of India. Arunil, my colleague, is now joining us on the broadcast. Arunil, good morning. The big story that the Times of India this morning is reporting is that all shops in cities, 195 civic markets to reopen today, but the cases are still rising.
Well, that is right, Hina, but this is certainly a good news for these shop owners as well as the people who wanted to go to these markets to buy products. So mainly some prominent markets include the market at Dadar, Baikala, and the market at Borivali. These are the shops in around 195 markets across the city of Mumbai. Many of these markets are in 1- and 2-story building. And basically, the market owners, the committee members have ensured that all kinds of precautions will be taken to avoid the spread of coronavirus. Security personnel will be kept at these markets to ensure that all the customers who are entering will be screened properly, and all kinds of measures for social distancing will also be taken. And these shops will be open on an odd and even basis. That's what the BMC has confirmed. And one more important thing, yes, the cases are rising around 1,000, more than 1,100 cases added in the financial capital of the country. But at the same time, Hina, more than 2,400 people were also discharged. So the people who have been discharged is more than the positive cases. So yes, that is certainly
Right.
a sign of hope. But the number of fatalities remain to rise in the city of Mumbai.
All
Close
right.
to 4,000 people have already lost their life owing to the coronavirus.
All right. Thank you very much, Arunil, for the moment for joining us with all of those details. Couple of more interesting stories that Times of India has reported. Testing in MMR's satellite cities is as low as 0.5% of the population. As cases rise in suburbs, 1,000 more buildings, floors have been sealed in just 1 week. A 70-year-old doctor succumbs to virus in Thane, and Maharashtra sees most cases, which is 3,890, almost 4,000 in just 1 day. City is back to reporting 1,000+ cases. COVID-19 claims 2 more cops and taking the state toll to 52. Let's now move on and get you the latest from the Kolkata edition of the Times of India. My colleague Tamal Saha is joining us on the broadcast. Tamal, good morning. The Chief Minister has told hospitals regulate COVID costs. It's time to give service.
Well, that's right. In fact, there was an all-party meeting yesterday, an all-party meeting that was chaired by Chief Minister herself, and it was attended by all the major opposition parties, including BJP, Left, Congress, and so on. And in that all-party meeting, the concern that was brought to the attention of the ruling party is the fact that private hospitals are quite unregulated when it comes to fees and fee structure. We have to understand the state government had issued a guideline in the past, in a way suggesting cost for individual treatment, but the state government yet suggesting that that guideline wasn't followed. So after the all-party meeting, it has now been decided that the state would issue a fresh guideline which would essentially be suggesting and capping the cost for individual treatment so that private hospitals can give service. And if you have to, he said it's time to give service. It is not the things of business, but for humanity. So yes, private hospitals are now under the scanner because the state has received several complaints of people suggesting that they have been unnecessarily billed or billed exorbitantly for treatment, which otherwise the government has to be paying minimal cost.
Thank you very much, Tamal, for the moment for joining us with all of those details. In fact, there has been a sharp spike in coronavirus cases in West Bengal as well. Daily corona count is past 17,000, takes a day's toll at 422. That's about India. And virus is claimed first MLA in Bengal. On the other hand, 94-year-old patient is on recovery path as well. Let's now move on and get you the latest from the Bengaluru edition of the Times of India. My colleague Imran is joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Imran, good morning. Karnataka has asked 13 private hospitals to reserve a branch for COVID.
Well, absolutely. Good morning. Karnataka has seen a spike in number of cases. Today, a special cabinet has also been convened by the Chief Minister about this issue. So they've asked private hospitals to pitch in and to giving that helping hand. As I said, that the rise in number of cases are happening in Karnataka. Looking at the graph, they feel that there will be shortage of beds and ask at least 50% of any of the branches to be dedicated for a COVID care hospital where patients with symptomatic can be treated there. Apart from that, they've also turned Kumar Krupa guest house, the government guest house, into a COVID case hospital, especially for government officials, ministers and MPs. And also Sri Ravi Shankar's ashram has been turned into a special care hospital for the police person who have seen a rise in number of cases among police personnel there in Bengaluru.
All right, Imran, thank you very much for the moment for joining us with all of those details. Another important story, Karnataka government is now mulling a partial lockdown in containment zones. Final call is expected to be taken today. So that is another thing that one can look forward to from Karnataka. Let's now move on and get you the latest from the Chennai edition of the Times of India. My colleague Shilpa will be joining us in just a bit. Okay, Shabir this morning is joining us in the broadcast. Shabir, good morning. Tamil Nadu curbs to continue till virus subsides. No more travel zones.
Well, that's right. The idea is to prevent people from traveling from one zone to another. So that is the reason why inter-district travel, public transport has been curtailed. There have been some new restrictions that have been laid. The reason is because the kind of feedback that the Chief Minister has received from various districts where people are reaching to the border and using public transport to enter the district. So that is causing a huge difficulty in identifying people who are entering the district. So that is the problem here. that the officials are facing at the grassroots level. And the Tamil Nadu government does not have, the intention of extending the lockdown beyond June 30th. So there will be certain restrictions, but then the government wants to open up business activity, but it will all be in a graded manner. It will not be something that is open for all. So clearly the idea is to prevent the movement of people and bring down the number of cases, because the number of testing has gone up in Tamil Nadu significantly. So the government is now adopting a different strategy.
Thank you very much, Shabir, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. Moving on now, and let's get to you the latest from the news from around the world. And the big story is Trump's H-1B order, a gift to China. Analysts say the limits on foreign workers will hamstring U.S. innovation. So that's the big story. And before we move on to the world of sports, there are two things that I want to highlight for you. Two articles that perhaps you can read this today from Times of India. One is by Arvind Panagria, Professor of Economics at Columbia University. He writes, on China trade sanctions, India can serve its national security much better by rapidly expanding its economy. So this is something that you can read today. And by Times Now's editor-in-chief, Rahul Shivshankar, there's another article which is quite interesting as well. He writes, power-hungry China and evasive Russia at RIC, killing the dream of alternative Asian-led governance. The Xi regime will flex more muscle even if it means tearing down the order it has benefited from. India's policymakers must wriggle out of the dragon's embrace and seek friends in other places. So these are the two articles that you can read in Times of India today. Let's now go across to my colleague Karishma, who is joining us live right now to get us latest from the world of sports. Karishma, good morning. What's making headlines?
Good morning, Hina. Well, two things, Hina. Firstly,